India have charted their journey to the semi-final of the men's Regu event in the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025. The quarter-final saw them feature against Brazil, and a victory in straight sets was expected. But sterner tests await them, and I'm sure that they are ready for the challenge with the crowd behind them. There's the local favourite Bobby Kumar. He's got his family around as well for Brazil. Another learning experience. As the crowd wait, here's the next encounter for you. It's Singapore taking on the United States of America. It's quarter-final number 3 in the men's Regu event.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025, Bihar, India. Match number 27 on court number 1, main Regu event between Singapore versus USA. Put your hand together for Team Singapore.
Singapore favourites for this match, but this I think is going to be the tightest of all 4 quarterfinals. Singapore came through Group C, beating Brazil and Sri Lanka at a canter. Both of them cruised through in their 2 matches. Mohamed Danish is going to be their Tekong, Danish Irfan, and then Zaire Rehman will be up at the net. Akmal Musharraf, the water carrier, doing the setting and feeding. Khairul Shami and Yor Adli are the ones on the bench. Six referees. Main referee, net judge, 2 line judges, 1 for the secretarial work, noting down all of the changes, and then you've got another one. Oh, there we go. We've got all 6 of them there. So the chairman of the referees is the head of the tournament, really, Abdul Halim Kader of the International Sepaktakraw Federation. And then you've got an extra one in there, a challenge referee as well, because we have video challenges here, as well as the 2 line referees, the referee and the assistant referee, and then the one on the court to make sure that everything alongside the court, of course, not on the court, because there's no room for them. You've got the players in there. We need the USA here. Where are they hiding?
Maybe a few last-minute words by Jeremy Merkin, right back in the locker room.
Well, they need to be out of the locker room, and I'm looking a little bit concerned here.
Let's
that we can't see them. Right, we're just waiting for the announcement. Reassure me, guys, where are you? They're coming out. Kercha, the captain. Cha Tao is going to be the setter, and Ray, the youngster, at the net. Absolutely phenomenal when they took on India and all but stole the first set from them.
USA were impressive during their group stage encounters and did extremely well against India, because they knew that India were the stronger side, but they kept fighting, particularly their captain Kercha taking on 2 responsibilities, even coming up to the net. And you've got Ray, the youngster. I think it's safe to say that if Ray continues to grow, then he could actually go on to become one of the players to watch out for in the ISTAF events ahead. And I hope to see a lot more from the United States of America Sepaktakraw team.
As you can see from the names and from the players themselves, the USA takraw community is made up primarily of people whose families are from the Hmong community, H-M-O-N-G, originally from China thousands of years ago, and then they moved across various places in Southeast Asia, and a number of them have moved over to the United States, brought Sepaktakraw with them, brought other people into the Sepaktakraw fold, the likes of Jeremy Merkin. There he is, Coach Chair. He was a footbag player, so hacky sack. We can't call it hacky sack because that's a trademark. So footbag is the name of the sport. He was a footbag player and he transferred his skills to Sepaktakraw. Big smile on his face. He does regular video blogs before and after matches.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025, match number 27.
Danish Irfan, the Tekong, number 12.
On my right, USA, on my right.
Kher Cha, he's going to be the Tekong as well, but expect him to come up to the net every so often and take a few spikes. Ple Re is the main attacker, but they can have twin strikers really with Kher Cha.
Ready, Singapore. Love, all.
Yes, Kher Cha actually played more of an attacking role in some of the group games.
Out.
Tries to get that big service in, just puts it out.
One, love.
So no second service in this game. Oh, how about that? It was sliced. So you've got the three US players back on the heels, and Danish Irfan put slice on it to take them all by surprise.
Brilliant in deception. Onto the net. Not the ideal start for Kher Cha in this match. Initially against India as well, he started not in the most convincing of manners, but then he picked up, and once he picked up, he was mighty effective.
Yes, you don't want to make a habit out of it, out of struggling early on and digging yourself a hole. Easy, obviously, for us to say that from up here in our lofty perch in the commentary box.
Taking a page right out of Danish's book that time.
You can see that gets the sole of the shoe up there rather than the top and slides it over.
Ray gets that across the line very well. This time, he's just tipped it with the front of his foot onto the other side. What has also impressed me about this youngster is his presence of mind. Sometimes they may just go at it with full force, but he's used just the front of his boot and put it across.
Looks incredibly calm. He's not overawed in the slightest. He's travelled halfway across the world. This is his first ever World Cup. And this World Cup has been down not to one man, but that person there that we saw has been absolutely instrumental. Yogender Singh Dahiya, the president of the Sepaktakraw Federation of India. Tireless work for months behind the scenes.
Let's see what kind of service will Kher Cha put across.
Just long.
So
I think 3 points he's given away on service, Cha. So he's not going to be overly pleased with that. Of course, Danish Irfan not been perfect.
Still got to make him play.
4, 6.
Great work by Zahirman, the tall blonde figure on the right, saving and then going up into the advertising boards, almost by the referee's chair.
7-4. Point.
Cha with the spike. It's originally a great spike from Regu from a long way back, and it ended up requiring a couple of touches on the other side of the net in one go by Akmal Musharraf,
5-7.
number 4 on the right.
Point.
Zahir Rahman with the spike, but Ray equal to the task with that block.
It's over.
Stretched out a long leg. Coach Jer liked that one.
7-6. Point. Singapore.
They're losing the points well, USA, which is a strange thing to say, but you could see that Tao got in and anticipated a short service, and then Cha
8.
almost getting that back over the net.
Point. Singapore.
Needs to find a rhythm on service, though, the captain.
9-6.
Scoot up.
That was actually some good work by Zahir Rahman on the net, as he just managed to retrieve that spike by Ray. Ultimately created the opportunity for him, but then hit it onto the net. This
7,
point was actually
9.
lost well by Singapore.
Point. Singapore. Ready? 10-7.
Danish Irfan threw everything into that service, and Ray
Singapore.
tapping his chest saying, yeah, that was my fault, because he tried to spike from the Tekong circle, and that was always going to be too big an ask.
Would you in such situations prefer to just put it across the net?
Well, yes, because it's almost impossible to get a spike unless the ball is 2.5 meters in the air. There's no way you can get it down effectively, so you just have to get it up and over the net.
And also, if the striker is tall, like if he's tall and he's back, and plus it's at an ideal height, it'll be more effective, right? This time he gets it closer to the net, not completely near the net, but enough for play Ray to get that across.
Further back, and I think USA have decided that they're going to go for it. They're going to take their chances however they come.
And that's how it should be. Just the kind of spirit that they've shown in this entire tournament. The match against India was good.
Singapore.
Well, it's taking their chances in, they're going to gamble. Rather than playing neutral balls, they're going to play the low percentage shots.
12-9.
High risk, high reward. And that's why you could see some frustration on the face of Jeremy Merkin.
Point. Singapore.
A good attempted save by Kercha.
Timeout, USA.
This entire rally lacked pace, But now there's a timeout by the United States.
When you're pressuring with the block, it's just all about covering the angles. They're not going to power through an experienced team. You have to use our power. That's what we got to find. With that switch, you got to switch your mindset. You got to be strong. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. We got this.
Time's up, players in the court. Ready, USA?
A much needed timeout for the United States of America as they are trailing Singapore by 4 points. Singapore are only 2 points away
13.
from winning this first set in the quarterfinal of the men's Regu event. And it'll be Kercha to begin proceedings.
Point, Singapore.
Puts it long yet again, and it's a set point for Singapore soon after the timeout.
Game point, 14.
5 of them.
9. Point, Singapore.
Singapore have taken the first set 15-9 against the United States. While the United States were fighting hard, Singapore, of course, a lot better in this first set. Now, for the United States, it is important to put in a better performance in the second set. At the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025 in Patna, Bihar, this is the men's quarter-final in the Regu event.
First set, Singapore win 15-9, 2 minutes left.
Kun Bunchai Lord Pipat.
Ready?
Kun Bunchai Lord Pipat in the middle
Second
there.
set, Singapore to serve.
Acting president of the International Sepaktakraw Federation.
Ready, USA.
Surrounded by various members of the Sepaktakraw Federation of India. Members past and present.
Low. Oh.
Always looks very calm, Claire. Not overawed in the slightest. Great save by Cha. Great set by Tao. Great spike by Ray.
Love. Point, Singapore.
Still hasn't quite found his rhythm with the serve, Kurcha. Still hasn't quite found his rhythm with the serve, Kurcha. Hitting the net yet again. He's also put a few long. Apart from that initial serve, which was a little short, there haven't been too many good ones from him.
Point.
But play Ray on the net, he's good.
Let's have a look at the serving. The ball toss from Tao. That was a good ball toss. It was up high, right above Char's head. Made him get his foot
Ready?
almost at a 180-degree angle. The ball toss is very important. It's not just the tekong striking it. USA, a couple of points clear. Make that 3. We know they're capable of scoring points. We know they're capable of playing a very good takraw. Saw that against India.
4-1.
Zahir Rahman using all his height to good effect to get that roll spike across.
Ready? Two, 4. Point, USA.
Danish
Time out,
Irfan's turn
Singapore.
to miss out on a couple of services. You could see what he was trying to do there, and Singapore finding themselves adrift. They've taken the timeout.
Time's up. Players, ready? Ready, Singapore?
We begin after the timeout again, and Singapore had opted for it as USA were just gaining early momentum in the second set. It's 5-2 with Kurcha to serve. Zahir Rahman, the tall figure of Zahir Rahman, quite flexible and acrobatic. Play rate did his best to block that one.
3-5.
There's the acting president of the International Sepaktakraw Federation in conversation with the chief of the Bihar State Sports Authority.
Point, USA. Server.
There's also Mr. Yogendra Dahiya,
Ready?
the chief of the Sepaktakraw Federation of India.
6.
Here in Patna, Bihar, we've been very fortunate to come here and be a part of this event.
Point.
This time just gives it a bit of a nudge with his head. It was floating in air. A few felicitations continue.
4-6. Point, USA.
Full credit and a token of gratitude for the support of the Bihar government and the Bihar State Sports Authority there.
7-4.
They've been instrumental and critical for the successful staging of the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025.
Point, Singapore.
Singapore looking to turn this around
Ready?
after the timeouts.
A friendly chat between the Bihar State
5,
Sports Authority
7.
chief and the acting president of ISTAF.
Point, USA.
How good was that from Play Ray? He set himself up for that spike and then just tipped it over with the front of his foot. This is why this youngster is really impressive, isn't he?
5.
The presence of mind.
Point, Singapore. Ready?
Another fault on service. Shah is going to have to find his radar as quickly as he can. Still contributing in other ways.
Point,
Save from Shah, set from Tao, and a spike from Ray. All three involved. That's what you want to see.
Ready?
Everyone knowing their role.
Yes, and they have to keep feeding Play Ray with those
9,
good
6.
setups. Then he can finish them off very well, as he's consistently done throughout this men's Regu event.
Point, USA.
That was very good. Once again, this time, Play Ray using the header, just put it past the net.
It's difficult. It's flying through the air. You have to assume
10.
that the striker on the other side of the net isn't going to get to it first. Close your eyes and hope. Make sure you're in the right position.
Point, Singapore.
Good tape service from Danish Irfan. Singapore in a little bit of trouble in this set.
10-7.
What Shah would give for a tape service here, or is he going to go for a slice one, take the pace off it?
Get ready, get ready.
It was an angled one.
Point, USA.
A point well lost by Singapore there, because you've got to give credit to Zahir Rahman, who went way back past the baseline and still managed to deliver a spike. But in the end, for Kercha,
Singapore.
simple.
Well, I think the credit has to go to United States. It was well saved by Zahir Rahman,
7-11.
that they then saved, set, spiked, and they've got themselves a 4-point lead.
Okay. You got it.
Point,
Chart comes up to the
USA.
net. Everyone getting in on the act, and they're 5 points clear. 3 points away from taking us to a decider.
5 points clear, and you can see the energy in the United States camp. This is what you want to see. Jeremy Merkin will be very happy, very pleased. Now he'll tell them, boys, let's just finish it. Let's get the second set.
Point, Singapore.
They'll like that point there,
Ready?
USA, once again.
Ball,
It
please.
was a clash of heads. Contest between Zahir Rahman and Ray.
8-12.
Anxious times for Coach Saleh. USA just 3 points away from taking this to a decider.
Point, Singapore.
Not the best of setups. It was way away from Ray. He had to reach out to that one, which is why he sent it out of the court. His momentum was taking him one way, the ball was
9.
going the other.
Well, short of him suddenly becoming a left footer, it was the only way it could have gone for him, and I think he needed to tap it over the net rather than rolling.
Point.
That'll do though.
USA.
Singapore out of sorts in this second set.
It's over.
Timeout surely
Singapore
needs to come
leading.
from them. But thinking about it, they used their timeouts earlier in the set when they were down, so no options here other than to make substitutions. USA 2 points away.
2 seconds.
The United States have really turned a corner since the beginning of the second set. Meanwhile, an inadvertent break of sorts for Singapore as one of their players goes out, stretching a little bit.
I don't know how inadvertent this is. I think this is quite deliberate. This is, I said they need to take a timeout, forgetting that they already had, so this is their equivalent of a timeout.
That's why.
And the other two players have just gone towards the bench and they're having a chat now.
Well, of course, our viewers can't see. I use the air quotes when I said inadvertent.
Stay warm, stay loose.
A little bit sneaky by Singapore.
Ready? Singapore.
Almost have soccer rules and say, well, okay, you can come back on after play started.
9-13.
Make them play with 2 for the start of this point. So huge service coming up for Danish Irfan.
Point. Singapore.
He's put that long play rate. It was an opportunity for him.
Thirteen, 10. Ball. Point.
Great service by Cha, and that sets up 4 set points for USA.
It's over. Ready?
4 set points, and that's some turnaround by them.
See some activity on the Singapore bench.
14. Point. USA.
USA are level. It's 15-10 in the second set. They went down in the first one, 15-9. But this has been a comeback inspired by a team effort led by Kershaw. Play rate was good and some good effective support. It's 1-1.
Second set. USA win 15-10. 2-minute rest. Number 11. Singapore. Number 11. Players ready.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
In the court. Third set. USA to serve. Line referee.
An interesting quarter-final here at the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025. That's
Ready,
between
Singapore.
Singapore and
Love.
USA. They are level at 1-1. This is the third set, the decider.
So same again, first to
Singapore.
15. The only difference is we're going to change ends when one of the two teams gets to 8. So when one of the two teams is just
One,
over halfway
love.
towards securing a semi-final berth. Who's going to have the psychological advantage of leading the teams round at the change of ends?
Point. USA.
Get the impression that if the US captain, Cha, can find his range on service, which he hasn't got up until now, and yet they've taken it
One
to
all.
the third set. If he can find his range on service, this fella here, then USA could create an almighty upset.
Point. Singapore. Two, one. Point. Singapore.
And I'll also go so far as to say USA need everything to go right for them. They need every spike to come off. That one
One.
pretty
three.
low down the net.
Point.
That was a good
USA.
serve. You just mentioned that they need everything to go right for them, and
Baba.
that includes Kercha, because his serves have to be a lot better, and on that occasion, that's a good start for him.
Three, two. Point. Singapore.
Intelligent work from Zahir Rahman on the net, seeing Kercha trying to come forward to
Ready?
block, and the player standing back has just managed to place it between the two.
Second, ready. 2-4.
Jeremy Merkin living every point out there. He's a former player.
Let it go. Out.
Point.
Well left.
Singapore.
Called out by Tao, called out by the judges.
Sorry,
That was a
fine.
fine margin. I think that's why everybody's laughing.
Ready.
He saw it until the last second and then let it go.
4-3. Point. Singapore.
Singapore got the early lead, and USA finding it difficult to get back on level terms. They'll get it to within one. Singapore will win another point, and obviously every point is taking Singapore nearer to the semi-finals, and every point is pushing USA out of the tournament. 3-point gap now.
Singapore. Six, three. Point.
That's it. That's it.
USA.
Good help.
It's over.
Hey, you guys. Hey, you guys.
Ready, USA.
Take your time. Breathe for a minute. Breathe. Control. Get your tie.
4-6. Point. Singapore. It's over.
Singapore stealing the advantage in this all-important third set with that 3-point margin.
7-4.
So far from the USA, it hasn't been like the second set, where they were ticking their boxes.
Point.
And with those
Singapore.
spikes hitting the net,
Players at the baseline.
once again, another box has been missed.
You see.
Change of ends. Singapore
Change side.
taking us to the second half of this deciding set, and they've got twice as many points as USA. You always want to change ends in the lead,
Ready,
and
Singapore.
if you're behind, you want it to be as close as possible. If it's 8-6, 8-7, you
Ready?
think, okay, it's not a mountain to climb, but here, USA, change of ends. The coaches, substitutes changing ends as well, of course. It's got away from them a little bit here. They need to turn things around really quickly. Danish Irfan doesn't want to let them do that, of course. And
Ready.
that's something that can be forgotten in the change of ends. You think, whose turn is it to serve?
8.
And it's USA's. Don't think Singapore will mind either way. They're getting points on service and on reception.
Out. Point, USA.
I'm actually quite surprised that USA have not yet opted for the timeout.
They've had a
5.
change of ends, so they've had a mental reset. And the timeout
Point.
isn't
Singapore.
an automatic booster. It's not like taking a power play or something like that.
Ready.
It can help, but it's not a guarantee. It doesn't
5, 9.
give you points. They've had the change of ends. They've had a quick mental break, time to think about things.
Point. Singapore.
It just seems to be slipping away from the United States of America as Singapore have taken control here with this 5-point lead. Zahir Rahman on the net.
10-5. Point. Singapore.
Serving from Danish Irfan. It looks like Singapore are going to get through to the semi-finals,
Timeout, USA.
where they will face Japan. And here is the timeout finally taken by USA. Last throw of the dice for them.
Players, ready? In the court. USA to serve. Five, 11.
Singapore on course, leading this third set by 6 points. 11-5. USA need to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Point, USA. Cover. Ready, Singapore.
Cleverly done by Regu. Sliced over the top.
11-6. And referee out.
Called out by the line judge at the back of the court. The one there to
Point.
top right of the screen. He raises his hands after that.
7-11.
USA now playing like their lives depend on it.
USA.
3 in a row.
3 in a row, and it all started with that really slow serve by Kurcha. And Kurcha overall was very good in that passage of play. You could see that he also retrieved one of those spikes by that man on screen, Zahir Rahman, who's just walked off court, asking for the magic spray.
Free.
It's actually USA who needs some magic out there.
Well, they found the magic in the last 3 points since the timeout. Singapore taking another medical break, as they did towards the end of the second set when USA had won a few points in a row. Well, if Zahir Rahman is in discomfort, then they've got players on the bench.
Landed hard on his back. Seems to have just hurt his lower back a little bit.
Up he gets. Let's see what he's like at the net. His team are just 4 points away from a semi-final spot.
Yeah. Okay, players ready.
I wonder if he's going to be a little bit ginger when it comes to trying to put in another roll spike like the one we just saw in slow motion.
11.
Or whether he's going to be flying through the air like a spring chicken.
Point. USA.
4 points in a row.
Ready? USA.
Char at the net this time.
9-11.
USA have twin threats. That man there, the Tech-on, can come forward and act as a second striker. He's played as a striker earlier in his career.
Point. Singapore.
It's the problem when you're 6 points behind. 11-5 it was going into the timeouts. Even if you win 4 in a row, as soon as Singapore get 1, then you think, okay, we're 3 points from defeat
9.
here.
Point.
All it takes is one good service from Singapore or one bad service from USA. As we saw here, a great service by Danish Irfan. They're 2 points away.
Ready?
Tao standing a little far back there.
9-13. Point. Singapore.
They've got 5 match points. Singapore convincing in this third set, although there was a comeback from the United States of America post their timeout.
Match
With
point.
Singapore
14,
all the way
9.
1 point away from taking their spot in the semi-finals.
Point.
They are going to the
Singapore.
semi-finals.
They use the baseline.
15-9, 10-15, 15-9. Although the United States of America put in a spirited performance, you've got to say that Singapore are the deserving team as they make their way to the semi-finals of the men's Regu event at the ISTAF Sepaktakraw World Cup 2025. It's Singapore 2, USA 1.
USA raised the game. Singapore at times looking a little bit lackluster. I think they might have been there for the taking. Credit to USA, but Singapore it is who make it through to the final four.
There were times when Singapore were tested, particularly in the second set. But in the third, they raised their A game to ensure that the semi-final spot is theirs.